Mufasa's love for his son did all the work. Just as he did at the elephant graveyard, Mufasa didn't hesitate. He plunged into the heart of the stampede, a brave king fighting against an impossible tide to save his child. Zazu, ever the dutiful steward, tried to get help, but Scar swiftly knocked him unconscious, ensuring there would be no outside interference. No witnesses, just him, his brother, and the chaos he had unleashed. Down in the gorge, Mufasa fought with incredible strength and courage. He managed to find Simba and place him on a small, safe ledge. But in saving his son, he exhausted himself. The current of the stampede swept him away, and he was forced to desperately claw his way up the steep rock face of the gorge. This is the moment everything had been leading up to. Mufasa, weakened and desperate, looks up and sees his brother, Scar, standing on the ledge above him. For a fleeting moment, there's a flicker of hope. He calls out, "Scar, brother, help me." This is Scar's crowning moment of evil. He looks down at his brother, who is hanging on by his claws, completely at his mercy. And with a chilling, triumphant sneer, he digs his own claws into Mufasa's paws. He leans in close, savoring the moment, and whispers the iconic, venomous words, "Long live the king." And with that, he throws his brother from the cliff, sending him plummeting to his death in the stampede below. The murder is complete. The true king is dead. But Scar's plan wasn't finished. The final, and arguably most twisted, part was the psychological manipulation of Simba. A horrified Simba witnesses his father's fall. Scar approaches the grieving, traumatized cub, but not with comfort. He twists the knife. He convinces Simba that the entire tragedy was his fault. "Simba," he says with false sympathy, "what have you done?" He tells Simba that his tiny roar started the stampede and that if it weren't for him, Mufasa would still be alive. He places the full, unbearable weight of his father's death on a child's shoulders. Then he delivers the final blow. "Run away, Simba. Run away and never return." He doesn't just kill the king. He exhales the air and manipulates him into believing he deserves it. As Simba flees in shame and terror, Scar sends the hyenas after him, ordering them to finish the job, to tie up every last loose end. And so, the coup is complete. With Mufasa dead, and Simba presumed dead, there is no one left to challenge Scar's claim to the throne. He returns to Pride Rock, not as a murderer, but as a grieving brother who has tragically lost both his brother and his nephew in one terrible accident. He delivers a mock eulogy and, with the hyenas flanking him as his new honor guard, he ascends Pride Rock and declares himself the new king. His plan, born from years of jealousy and bitterness, was executed flawlessly. He used love, trust, and innocence as weapons to orchestrate one of the most brilliant and devastating villainous plots ever put to screen. It's a dark, tragic masterpiece of manipulation. And at SY, the death of Mufasa remains a moment that has haunted and captivated audiences for generations. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think is the most cunning part of Scar? A story of Simba's darkest night. A time when he almost lost everything he had just fought so hard to reclaim. This isn't a story you'll find in the movie, but it is one that connects the dots and reveals just how deep Scar's shadow truly was. Let's set the scene. The battle is over. The hyenas are gone, scattered to the wastelands. The fire is extinguished by the life-giving rains. Sima, Iskignala, Isiskui, and hope has returned. But the land itself is still scarred, literally. The herds are slow to return. The grass is still sparse, and the skeletons of the elephant graveyard are a constant, grim reminder of the recent past. The physical healing of the Pride lands would take months, even years. But the psychological healing, it's a much harder battle to win. Imagine being Simba in those first few weeks. He's the king, the savior everyone looks to. But inside, he's still the same cub who ran away, haunted by the belief that he killed his own father. He now knows the truth. That Scar was the murderer, but a lifetime of guilt doesn't just vanish overnight. Every corner of Pride Rock would hold a memory. He'd see the gorge where Mufasa fell, the rock where Scar delivered his twisted lies. He's surrounded by lionesses who suffered under Scar's rule, their eyes filled with a mixture of hope and lingering trauma. The pressure on him would have been immense, and that's where our story begins, with a faction of lionesses who remained loyal to Scar. Well, power is a complex thing. Scar wasn't just a brute, he was manipulative. These loyalists wouldn't have just accepted defeat. They would have gone underground, biding their time, whispering in the shadows. She knew the pride was still fragile. Her plan wasn't a full frontal assault. It was something far more insidious. She aimed to break Simba's spirit, to prove to the pride that he was weak and unworthy of Mufasa's legacy. She wanted to make him fail, to turn his own kingdom against him. The plan began subtly, a whisper here, a rumor there. The herds aren't returning because the true king is gone. These seeds of doubt, planted among the other animals, and even some of the more fearful lionesses, started to sprout. Simba, already struggling with his own insecurities, would have heard these whispers. He'd try to shrug them off, to project confidence, but the words would burrow deep. Then came the sabotage. A water source would be mysteriously contaminated. These weren't huge disasters, just a series of small, demoralizing failures. Each one chipped away at Simba's confidence and the pride's faith in him, making it look like Simba was simply incompetent, unable to fill his father's shoes. The turning point came on a moonless night. She didn't challenge him to a fight. Instead, she confronted him with a psychological weapon. She and her followers cornered him, not with claws, but with words steeped in poison. We know about the stampede. We know you left your father to die. Oh, we know Scar killed him. But where were you? Hiding in the jungle, singing songs, while we suffered. A true king would have stayed. A true king would have fought. You are nothing but a coward who wears a crown. She twisted his guilt, his grief, and his fear into a weapon against him. In that moment, Simba broke. He wasn't facing a physical enemy he could fight. He fled, an imposter, unworthy of being king. He stared into the abyss, the taunts of malice echoing in his ears. But as Simba stood on that precipice, ready to give up, another voice cut through the darkness. It was Rafiki. The past can hurt, Rafiki said, perhaps more gently this time. You faced the truth. Do not let his ghost chase you away again. And then, another voice. Nala having returned early from the hunt, she had seen Simba was gone and tracked him. No match for her. He was left for dead, and the Pride lands fell into mourning. Simba and Nala were devastated, believing their beloved son was gone forever. The grief was so profound that Kopa's name was never to be spoken again, a painful memory locked away. This is the tragic event that explains the somber mood at the beginning of The Lion King 2 and why Simba is so overprotective of his new daughter, Kiara. The loss of Kopa hardened Simba's heart. The joyful, carefree king we saw at the end of the first movie was replaced by a worried, fearful father. He couldn't bear the thought of losing another child. This is why he builds a wall of rules around Kiara, constantly watching her and forbidding her from venturing near the outlet. He knows the danger that lurks there because he's already paid the ultimate price. Zira and her followers were exiled by Simba for their loyalty to Scar and for what they did to Kopa. But is that really the end of Kopa's story? Many fans believe it isn't. The theory goes that Kopa wasn't actually killed in Zira's attack. He was severely injured, but he managed to escape. Lost, alone, and with no memory of who he was, he wandered far from the Pride lands. He grew up in exile, perhaps under the care of other animals, slowly regaining his strength but not his identity. He became a rogue lion, living on the fringes, unaware of his royal heritage. Imagine a grown-up Kopa, strong and resilient, living a completely different life. He might bear the scars of Zira's attack, both physical and emotional. This theory suggests that one day he might find his way back. Perhaps a chance encounter, a familiar scent on the wind, or a recurring dream could trigger his lost memories. What would happen if the lost prince returned to a Pride lands, now ruled by his sister Kiara and her mate, Kovu, the very son of his attacker? The drama would be incredible. Kopa's return would throw the entire kingdom into chaos. How would Simba and Nala react to seeing the son they thought they had lost forever? How would Kiara feel about the brother she never knew she had? And the most compelling question, How would Kopa react to Kopa? Could he ever forgive the son of the lioness who tried to kill him and stole his life? It creates a fascinating what-if scenario that adds so much depth to the Lion King universe. While Kopa's story is technically not part of the official movie canon, it remains a beloved piece of lore for dedicated fans. It fills the gap between the two films perfectly, explaining Simba's drastic personality change and the deep-seated conflict with Zira and the outsiders. It's a tale of innocence, lost, devastating tragedy, and the hope of a possible return. So next time you watch The Lion King 2, remember the story of the lost prince, Kopa, whose ghost haunts the pride-liberated malice. He leans in, and his claws dig into Mufasa's paws. The physical pain is secondary to the emotional devastation that dawns on Mufasa's face. He doesn't just see his brother, he sees his murderer. The realization is instant and gut-wrenching. And then come the words, "Long live the king." It's not just a line. It's a coronation and an execution in one breath. It's the culmination of years of jealousy, resentment, and ambition, all condensed into 4 simple, terrifying words. The delivery is everything. Jeremy Irons' voice acting is legendary for a reason. It's not a shout, it's a sinister, triumphant whisper. It's personal. This isn't just about taking the throne. It's about extinguishing the brother who always overshadowed him. The phrase itself is a cruel twist of irony. Long live the king is meant to be a declaration of loyalty, a celebration of the monarch. Here Scar uses it as a final, venomous farewell, anointing himself as the new king as he murders the old one. And then, the fall. The slow-motion shot of Mufasa's descent is brutal. It forces us to watch, to feel every second of Simba's horror. The camera doesn't cut away. We see Mufasa disappear into the dust and chaos of the stampede below. The silence that follows is deafening, broken only by Simba's desperate cries for his father. This is the moment the world of the Lion King, and our own Scar's ideology, and Kion spiritually, by Scar himself, they are 2 sides of the same coin, both struggling with the shadow Scar cast over their lives. And what about Kion's healing journey to the Tree of Life? It's no longer just about curing a venomous bite. It's about spiritual purification. The challenges he faces and the lessons he learns are all about cleansing himself of Scar's lingering malice. When Nirmala tells him he must let go of the venom in his heart, she could be speaking metaphorically. He needs to release the anger, the pain, and the evil that Scar's mark represents. This theory neatly ties together the beginning of the Lion Guard with the overarching lore of the Lion King. It makes Scar a more persistent and terrifying threat, his influence reaching across generations to haunt Simba's own son. It elevates Kion's personal struggle from a simple snakebite recovery to an epic battle against inherited evil. It gives the Scar a weight and significance that resonates through the entire series. Kion isn't just a hero who got unlucky. He's a hero who was targeted by the ultimate evil and chose to rise above it. He carries a mark of darkness, but turns it into a symbol of his own strength and resilience. So, while the official canon tells us it was it connects the dots in a way that feels so poetic and fitting for the grand saga of the Lion King. Kion's scar becomes a direct inheritance from his villainous great, and his journey to heal becomes a quest to break the cycle of hate and reclaim his own destiny. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the official story with Oshari? Or does this spiritual attack from Scar make more sense to you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this awesome theory. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next video. See you in the Pride Lands.